Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. Semoskiy in the Winter. Love this map so far. I love the idea of those frozen rivers, and opens up the match so much that I love it. But anyways, whatever. I gotta stop gushing about Semoskiy and go on to the players. Our heroes today are going to be StephennJF, playing for the Soviets. And we have Mr. Cruzz with an extra Z there, playing for the Germans this time around. So, well, I'm gonna stop talking about Samoa. I guess you guys are already tired of hearing me gush over it, but you know, I love this map. One of the best, one of the originals, and with those frozen rivers, makes it so much more interesting. But whatever. Anyways. So we see that Stephen went ahead and built himself conscripts. He's getting his second squad, which is going to be hitting the field right now. And there they go. Here they come. And these guys went in for the center while he has his combat engineers going to the edges of the map, just capturing around. On the other side, Cruz decided to go with his pioneers straight for the center, capturing the strategic point with them and then going for the fuel, and sending his first Grenadier squad also to the center as well. They are going to be capturing this point and then moving on. Obviously, to get those Grenadiers, Mr. Cruz went ahead and built himself his tier 1 right off the bat. No additional pioneers or anything. And getting himself 3 Grenadier squads right off the bat. Second one already on the field, capturing the north, and third one is in production. First engagement right here on the southern fuel. Pioneers and combat engineers. The pioneers decide to jump into the house to deny it for the combat engineers. They are going to sacrifice capturing that fuel though by doing so, but it is going to allow them to get the upper hand in this territory. In the center we do have an engagement by 2 conscript squads, one in the church, one on the outside, against 1 grenadier squad which is currently running into heavy cover. But it is at a disadvantage against those 2 conscript squads. Conscript squad rushing forward, getting into that heavy cover. A rifle nade would be devastating in this situation, but no rifle nade is going to be called in at this point of the game. And these conscript squad decide to disengage and keep moving around while 1 conscript squad stays in the heavy cover, engaging those grenadiers, which have now decided to vacate that house and go to a different point. In the southern fuel point, well, I missed exactly how he did it, but Cruz actually managed to capture that fuel point and jump back into the house. I guess they jumped out for a little while he still had some of the point captured, finishing the capture point and still denying that point for the combat engineers. Conscripts now heading into the zone, going to start decapping that point and putting more hurt onto this pioneers, while we have the rest of the map just being captured by, well, units all over the map. Molotov going on top of the house. Those pioneers did dodge it quite effectively, jumping out of the house, and that fire is going to deny that house for anybody for the meantime. Pioneers trudging along through the snow, being very slow, getting shot in the face by those combat engineers, getting down to 2 men. Grenadiers trying to run, looks like into the house. Yeah, they were trying to go for the house, but the conscripts deny the house for them, and they get caught out in the open in the snow, or in the ice, most likely, and one of those guys gets shot in the face and hits the ground hard. There he goes. Impaled by a couple blades of grass. Look at that. Brutal. Anyway, so the Grenadiers decide to head over to the right-hand side, and they're going to start capping those victory points and munitions, probably, unless they get stopped. And we now see that a mortar is the 4th unit being produced by Cruz. Quite interesting choice. There is no support weapons on the field, so it isn't going to be as effective like, say, against max machine guns, but it is going to, you know, be an annoyance that Steven has to deal with. Steven notices that there is that mortar, jumps those conscripts right out of that house and starts chasing that mortar out of the field. Pioneers coming into the field to try to stop this cap, but they are pioneers, so they're only going to be able to delay it if they get into the zone, which they don't manage to do so in time, getting that complete cutoff. But, well, there is only that victory point on the right-hand side of the map, so not a big loss for Cruz at this point of the game. Likewise, Cruz did manage to get himself the decap on the cutoff point over here, denying the left-hand side of the map for Steven. But since Steven has the entire south and the fuel and all the other points in his possession, he is still getting those points as income in the center of the map. Right-hand side, conscripts are going to face off against the 3-man grenadier squad, so the conscripts should have the advantage, especially since they can get light cover on that cart. In the center, we have conscripts just capturing around, and a engagement over here on the left-hand side. We have 2 Grenadier squads, one with an LNG-42, engaging a conscript squad hiding behind a little cart there. It's not going to provide that a great amount of cover, but they also have a hay bale next to it, which is still going to provide a little bit more cover. Still only light cover, so they are in the losing end of this fight. So they are going to back away. One of the guys gets executed on the retreat. Not retreat though, but just running away and hits the ground bouncing. So pretty hard hit. And we now see a sniper on the field for Cruz. Very nice choice. Again, I am very thrilled that we are seeing more snipers on these games after this patch. And the sniper is just opening up. Took one shot on those conscripts. Another shot goes in. Brings it down to 4 men and just had to retreat. Not wanting to lose any more men needlessly there. Sniper, noticing that there isn't anything on the field, moves a little bit forward in cover, making sure that he remains cloaked. Grenadiers for Cruz do go into the center, capturing that victory point, starting to put the hurt, or, well, ticking down the points for Steven. Steven still at 500 points at this stage of the fight, but with the Grenadiers capturing the one on the left-hand side. And, well, actually, the Grenadiers didn't actually finish capping this point, so I guess no ticking for any side right now. The points are just going to stop with 1 point for each side and 1 neutral. Sniper did go over to the right-hand side and is opening fire on these conscripts. Conscripts do take 1 shot to the face, and they are going to have to run straight through the sniper, but since they are running for their lives, they actually managed to dodge one of those sniper shots. Sniper's going to take 1 last shot, it looks like. No, he decides to simply just start walking away. Very lucky conscripts there. And Grenadier Scout's going to intercept this conscript squad, taking a couple shots on the retreat. Might be able to get 1 more guy down. There he goes. 1 guy lying on the ice. He's going to try to crawl away, but he's too far away from home. And we now see that Steven has decided to go for his commander, getting himself some shock troops right away. Also getting the ability to call in a KV-8 if necessary. KV-8's quite a popular tank. Steven also producing a fuel, what was it? Yeah, fuel cache over here on his southern or right-hand side point. I don't know, the closest point to his base, basically. No other caches that I can see of. So, at this point, we only see capturing of territory, and finally another engagement. Conscripts on the left-hand side engaging Grenadiers pretty much at point-blank range. They decide to retreat out of there very wisely because there was a second conscript squad right around the hedge, which was gonna put the hurt on them quite fast. Grenadiers do make it out alive, intact at their 3 men, and they will be heading back home. So we have a med bunker. We don't have a med bunker just yet, but we all do have tier 3 being produced for Cruz, so that is going to allow him to get those Panzer IVs, those Flak Panzers, and those Stugs, depending on what he wants. Likewise for Steven, we do have tier 2 allowing him to get either those 18-8s, mortars, or the Maxim machine guns. He hasn't gotten anything so far. He did decide to go for the shock troops, so we'll see what he ends up getting. Grenadiers in the center, putting the hurt on a combat engineer squad, which is down to 1 man. They quite smartly decide to vacate that church on the other side of the church and are going to make it out alive. Still at 1 man, though. We're not exactly sure what they're trying to do. Wow, very ballsy here by Steven. At 1 man, very low in health, decides to stop and lay down a mine before he retreats. So, yeah, quite risky, but quite smart. He has his conscripts on this side of the map capturing the fuel points, so he kind of has an assurance that no units are coming on this side. So the combat engineer is relatively safe. And with the shock troops right here in the center, he has a bit of warning for this combat engineer. I don't know, does the mine placement actually take longer if you only have 1 man, like less people on the squad? It looks like though, right? It's taking quite a long time. But there he goes. He actually did lay down and was queued up for retreat, and there he goes. So nice move there by Steven, making use of his units on the field as much as he can. Conscripts running through the ice actually catch that sniper out in the open and take some shots on them. They shot him in the arm probably a little bit and took a little bit of damage, but not that much. And the conscripts just run away while they are getting chased by Grenadiers out in the open. mortar taking some shots that is landing on the ice, but the mortar isn't strong enough to break the ice apparently, so nothing is happening that much here. Right hand side, we have a conscript squad capturing the strategic point, and oh, Pioneers, what were they doing over there? Just capturing the point? Yeah, they captured this point and retreated, but one of them got shot in the face on the ice, and look at him, there he is.
This is our territory now.
So not a lot happening right now, just capturing of territories. A strong and heavily push on the left-hand side by Cruz. He is capturing that fuel point. He is going over to the north to try to intercept those conscripts with both his sniper and the grenadiers, but the sniper is in a bad position. He is actually gonna get killed. Oh my god, he's gonna run. He's getting shot. He's about half health. They are trying to chase him, but it looks like he's actually gonna make it out alive. Wow, that was a misstep there by Cruz. Very lucky that he didn't actually lose his sniper. He does have his med bunker, so unfortunately for him, he is gonna be able to heal up his sniper and recover that, but wow, that was a bad move by him. He just sent them up there while probably focusing on something else and almost got his sniper killed. So make sure you keep an eye on your sniper whenever possible. Panzer IV hitting the field for Cruz now. The only response that Stephen has for that is an AT gun, which is just hitting the field right now. So let's see where that Panzer IV goes. Left-hand side, we have conscripts chasing a Grenadier squad, which is at 3 men. The Grenadier squad, it looks like it's trying to go for that house, but we do have Molotovs for the conscripts, so it's not exactly the best idea. Mortar capturing this point is returning fire on these conscripts, and the Grenadier squad decides to instead retreat. Molotov does go almost on top of the house, anticipating that the Grenadiers were going to go for the house, but they decide to retreat before even getting there. So a little bit of a wasted Molotov there, but, you know, not that big of a deal. And Panzer IV is hitting the center, chasing away that anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun getting shot, losing one of the guys that was carrying the actual gun, so he has to retreat at this point, or, you know, stop for a little bit and then move away. Panzer IV does get a little bit caught out there on the ice. AT gun does stop and set up to take a shot, but it doesn't manage to get a shot off, and then again decides to move away from the river. So pretty much all units are back on his base, or in his base for Stephen, except for one conscript squad on the right-hand side that is, well, just finished capping this territory. Interestingly enough, does this point actually connect? It's quite interesting. Yeah, well, it looks like these points might be connected somehow because they're not. No, they are flashing. I'm sorry. I was distracted by the flashing of this point over here, but you can clearly tell that they are. Okay, never mind. So those points on the right-hand side are decapped, or cut off, that is. Ooh, nice move there. Smoke grenade being used by the shock troops, allowing the combat engineers to jump into the house and quickly use their flamethrower to burn one of those grenadiers alive, getting a nice sight range on that AT gun, allowing it to get some good shots on that Panzer IV, bringing it down to about half health. And we now see a T-34 on the field for Stephen. That T-34 is going to be quite a nice threat for that Panzer IV, especially since it's currently exposing its rear armor and is at half health. At full health, Panzer IV is pretty much guaranteed a victory against the T-34, but in this situation, it actually has a shot. Grenadier squad getting chased away by these conscript squads with a Molotov. Sniper does take a shot at those conscripts, bringing it down to 4 men, but has to now run across the ice because that T-34 is currently chasing it. T-34 stopping at this point could actually get some nice shots on the Panzer IV, but I don't think he's aware of it. The AT gun is moving up. Conscripts are doing something. What are they doing? Oh, I think they're laying down one of those tripwires? Can't actually tell what it was, but they were doing something. AT gun being used to capture that strategic point. Pioneers rushing in to try to chase it off. And the conscripts decide to retreat. It looks like they actually reinforced that AT gun and got down to 2 men, so they retreated. So very nice move there by Stephen. Very nice ability for the conscripts to have to be able to reinforce units on the fly while sacrificing their own troops, essentially. But not a very heavily used one, as far as I can tell. Pioneers getting caught in the ice by that T-34, instantly retreating. Not a bad choice by them. Wasn't going to go their way, really. And the center is now in possession of Stephen. Left-hand side also getting capped by a conscript squad. And a mortar being produced by Stephen. Quite an interesting choice. I guess he wants to put the hurt on that pack gun. Did he actually see the pack gun? Mortar also not a bad choice to counter a sniper. That sniper has been quite annoying. He has 7 kills so far, not a lot, but he knows that he's there and has made some of his squads retreat, multiple times, so not a bad choice. T-34 going into the center, taking some shots at these grenadiers. Combat engineers on the field taking some shots at those grenadiers. Sniper taking a shot at those combat engineers, killing one guy instantly. And there we go, a nice shot by the pack. Does some frontal damage on that T-34, doing about, let's say, 20 to 25% damage on it. More shots going on top of those grenadiers, but not actually landing any nice shots on them. Grenadiers still... There we go, one nice shot goes in. I think that was by the AT gun. No, that was the T-34. Getting 1 kill there. Pack gun does have to move a little bit forward, but the shock troops do manage a good flank there, forcing them away. And they actually managed to get a kill on the sniper. So Soviet sniper is now dead. Very nice. Shock troops must be feeling very proud of themselves at this point. And there they go, retreating. Leaving with his Ved 1. And a nice smile on their face. T-34 pushing a little bit forward. The pack gun is moving back into the field. Panzer IV is going around. Looks like they are going to go harass those conscripts, decapping that fuel point. They're probably going to be able to cap it. Yeah, they'll be able to cap it before they have to retreat. And they're probably going to throw an 18-8 on top of that Panzer IV. And there they go. 18-8 does actually crit and gets a damage on the engine, but it looks like the T-34 was caught in a bad position and that pack gun ripped it to shreds. So, not entire waste, that conscript squad did get some damage because of that and actually managed to get Ved 2, so quite nice. But T-34 got killed, so unfortunately Stephen doesn't have any follow-up for that Panzer IV. Mortars exchanging shots. This mortar is currently going to get flamed. Actually, no, those are the pioneers with the mine detector, so they're getting detected. AT gun does set up in a position where it can actually take shots at that Panzer IV, and it is doing so, but missing horribly. And the mortar ends up retreating, even though they are pioneers. They are going to do some heavy damage, especially after this change where they are going to be receiving 25% increased damage. Center getting capped by grenadiers. Right hand side getting captured by conscripts. One conscript squad down to 4 men and very low health. Retreating currently. They got engaged by those grenadiers, it looked like. And another T-34 hitting the field. It might try to actually go for the kill on that Panzer IV, who knows. I think he is aware that he managed some good shots on that Panzer IV, and it's currently about half health. So let's see what Stephen decides to go for. He does have his shock troops heading back into the field. Did they actually throw an 8? It looks like they might have, but it didn't do much if it did. And there they go. At Ved 1, they do get that tripwire ability, which, well, most people don't use. It's an underrated ability, I guess you could say, but heavily underused, that is. Panzer IV taking some shots at those pioneers. I mean, T-34, not Panzer IV. So the Panzer IV is now well aware where that T-34 is, but it is probably not going to care about that at this point. Still going to get repaired and should be getting full health in a little bit. So the T-34 is now fully aware of where that Panzer IV is. It's going to move into position and take some shots. Does do a little bit of damage, but with those pioneers right next to them repairing, it is going to be fine. Shot goes in, actually breaks the ice a little bit there, but doesn't actually manage to sink it. Nice shot goes in, does a little bit of frontal damage, but the Panzer IV is way stronger. And something got killed over here. I'm not exactly sure what it was. It looks like it was a pioneer. Pack gun did get decrewed by those shock troops and then ended up retreating. So the T-34 is relatively safe, but it is a T-34. It is outclassed by a Panzer IV on its own, so has to back up and get some more help, especially by an AT gun. Grenadiers did go over to get this cutoff point, and they had actually managed to get it all the way and into Cruzz's possession. So the left-hand side is also, again, not connected for Stephen. He does back off his T-34 and take a shot at those grenadiers. Did he actually get a kill there? It looks like he did. And this combat engineer squad with a minesweeper is gonna be hurting. It actually got killed inside the house. So an unfortunate loss there for Steven. Conscripts on the right-hand side just going around capping, while at the same time Panzer Grenadiers on the field also decapping this fuel point for Cruz. T-34 crossing the river and needs some repairs. We have one combat engineer at 4 men over here, another one being produced. So this one's probably going to run to get some repairs. But the T-34 is going to go over to the fuel point to try to harass. AT gun being used to recapture that strategic point. Very nice choice to use. That Panzer IV was running in to harass the capping unit and actually ended up getting shot in the face in return. Second Panzer IV on the field now for Cruz, though, so this is going to be a very bad situation for Steven. He doesn't have even a second T-34 to be able to counter those, maybe with rams. He does have that AT gun to be able to keep it at bay, but Cruz as well has his own AT gun, which is somewhere around the field. And wow, a nade goes in before it actually killed that unit. Looked like it was a Pioneer squad, was it? Yeah, it looked like Pioneers. I don't know, actually. Whatever, doesn't actually matter that much. Squad got killed there for Cruz. And the Panzer IV is going over to the right-hand side and is going to engage these conscripts supporting the Panzer Grenadiers, probably, I would assume. No, it actually decides to just go along his way. There are 2 more squads coming over to engage these conscripts, and these conscripts are not going to be able to land the cap. Nice Molotov goes in right on top of the Panzer Grenadiers. Does manage to do some good damage, getting 1 kill on these Panzer Grenadiers. But once on top of them, these conscripts are going to lose that fight. And with the follow-up of all these units, they are probably going to lose some more men on the retreat. Panzer Grenadiers do stop, and they're probably going to throw a burst off that LMG. No, the conscripts actually managed to make it out alive without any additional losses. Conscripts in the center also get a little bit battered at 4 men and decide to retreat. Mortar is going to set up in the middle of the river. Not the best position to be in, but I guess it's not entirely a bad choice. Though, you know, probably a little bit over here, maybe even crossing the river a bit would be better. A shot of something there could sink them all completely into the water. So the mortar is taking shots at the center. I'm not sure if he actually has sight of anything. AT gun does cross the river and set up here in a position where it can actually shoot at the Panzer IV if it can actually see it. Church is getting shot at by that AT gun, which is currently garrisoned by an MG42. Nade goes into the church, does a little bit of damage, not that much though. Quite negligible though, so always remember that in big buildings, a nade in there is pretty much a gamble, because the nade actually has the blast radius that it normally does, and the units in the church are actually going to be spread out, you know, since it's a big building. So while you might get a kill on one of the units, you're not going to do a lot of damage to all of the men in the squad. AT gun moving up a little bit forward, still capping that point, supported by that shock troop. Shock troops are now at Vet 2, so that's going to give them increased weapon accuracy and increase in durability, so those shock troops are now going to be way more effective. We don't usually see shock troops with veterancy that much for some reason. I find them a little bit lackluster as a unit for some reason. It is a good unit, no, don't get me wrong, but most of the replays that I see, shock troops hardly ever get Vet 1. So I don't know if they're not being used properly. Engagement here over on the fuel point. We saw a Grenadier squad get annihilated, and they actually dropped their LMG-42. We'll see if one of the conscript squads decide to pick it up. They might not be fond of German weaponry, so maybe they'll just spit on it and walk away. It all depends on Steven, if Steven has actually noticed that it's there. Panzer IV running onto the right-hand side to engage these conscripts, but we do have a KV-8 now on the field. KV-8 not the greatest against tanks. And there we go. Steven did actually notice that there was an LMG-42 in front of that house and got in on his Vet 2 squad. Well, both of them were Vet 2, so he got him on one of his conscripts. And he must be very proud or very happy to have that. That conscript squad is now going to be very effective against infantry. Pack gun on the strategic point, going to be shot at by both the AT gun and the T-34. Decides to shoot at the T-34 because it is, after all, an anti-tank gun. And does a lot of damage onto that tank. Brings it down to about half health, and it's now getting flanked by that Panzer IV. Panzer IV gets surprised by that ram, brings it down to very low health. So if we have a follow-up by another tank, the KV-8 is in fact, well, never mind. AT gun decides to turn around and shoot at the Panzer IV quite wisely, and down goes the Panzer IV. So very nice pickup there by Steven, and he is in a position where he could actually save that T-34. AT gun is in a nice position to defend it. although it is facing the wrong direction for some reason. There it goes, turns around. AT gun is at vet 2, so it has increased weapon damage. So that Panzer IV is in a bad spot right now. Does manage to actually get a kill on T-34, but the KV-8 is coming around to try to chase it off. AT gun does back up a little bit, so the Panzer IV is going to get a chance to run away. Quite unlucky there. The T-34 did end up sacrificing its life, but considering that it traded for a Panzer IV, well worth it. But we now have a Tiger on the field for Cruz. This is bad news again for Steven. So he managed to, win an engagement there, but he again is on the losing side of this type of fight. The conscript squad did go down at some point. We only have 2 with veterancy and the third one being produced again. And another AT gun coming onto the field by Steven. Has he actually noticed about the Tiger? He has. Ooh, and a combat engineer squad with that minesweeper gets blown up on the retreat by that Tiger. Tiger is going balls deep and might actually be going for the base. We don't know. Actually, no, he looks like he's turning around and might actually be trying to hunt that KV-8. He is aware of the KV-8 because of this Grenadier squad that is getting incinerated on the retreat. Very low health, but actually managed to make it out alive. It is a vet 3 one, so I'm pretty sure Steven wanted to get the kill on that one. And the Tiger is on the hunt now, and unfortunately the KV-8 got a heavy engine damage with a Panzerfaust probably. So the KV-8 is essentially screwed. We do have a Panzer Grenadier decapping the frontal cutoff point of Steven, and conscript squad's having a hard time fighting it, especially a vanilla conscript squad. It decides to retreat and let the chalk troops at vet 2 engage these Panzer Grenadiers. But over here on the left-hand side north, we are going to have the KV-8 get ripped to shreds by that Tiger. It is switched over to his main gun, so it's going to do a little bit of damage blinking at that Tiger, but we all know how that one's going to end. Panzer Grenadiers do get chased away by those shock troops. Shock troops at that vet 2 coming in handy very much and managing to get away. KV-8 now down to one last shot, and Tiger takes a shot. Doesn't actually manage to kill it. Wow, true shock. So it needs another shot, and there it goes. KV-8 gets executed, gets killed. So an unfortunate loss there for Steven. Quite a nice pickup there for Cruz, and he still has a Panzer IV on the field on top of his Tiger. So he must be feeling very good at this point. He is suffering a little bit on those victory points, 305, but he has brought Steven very close as well. 346 in his side, 345 now. Chalk troops chasing away that pack gun, while the Tiger is taking shots at an AT gun, it looked like. AT gun actually managed to get some good shots on that Tiger and brought it down to about 75% health, maybe a little bit less. Shock troops do decide to retreat after getting engaged by that Panzer IV. Panzer IV is currently with engine damage, so it's not able to chase them away, and these Pioneers are trying to repair it, but that Panzer IV just doesn't know how to sit still. So they're having a hard time repairing and changing threads while the tank is still moving. Right-hand side, we have an MG40. Wow, interesting. MG42 being used to cap, apparently, for Cruz. He's probably going to set it up around here to deny this point, forcing a heavier response. Not a bad choice, really, because, yeah, if you set it up around here, you're going to chase away whatever single unit gets sent over here, forcing a stronger response of multiple units on the right-hand side for Steven, so not bad. Conscript squad getting engaged by this Panzer IV. Are they actually... Yeah, they actually do throw an 18-8 and manage to get heavy engine damage. So this might have been a mistake for Cruz. Do we still have an AT gun on the field for Steven? We do, but they are in an unfavorable position. They are both over here on the right-hand side. One AT gun is over here. The other one is in the victory point itself. So unfortunately, no AT gun is going to be able to get a kill on this Panzer IV. He needs to get some type of anti-tank response on the field if he wants to have it, a nice pickup there. But that Panzer IV does decide to, oh wait, I should probably back up. And there he goes, and these Pioneers are probably going to repair it before anything hits the field. AT gun is moving over to the right-hand side, maybe trying to get a pickup on that, but I don't think they're going to be able to kill it. Conscripts with that LMG being supported by a vanilla conscript, they are going to run headlong onto that Tiger in the fuel point, and they're probably going to lose that engagement. Shock troops chasing away those Pioneers that were trying to effect those repairs. Very nice move there by Steven. He actually does manage to get that AT gun into the field, into the range of that Panzer IV, and it has actually gotten Vet 3. So now that increases the weapon damage twofold, and it's going to be quite brutal against that Panzer IV. Panzer IV did pop smoke, but the smoke is about to run out, and that AT gun is going to be able to get that kill, I believe. There it goes, sets up, takes a shot. Look at that damage, almost brings it dead in one shot, and one more shot should actually be able to do it. Oh, they miss. Oh my god, those grenadiers are trying to get in there. They're actually going to throw a rifle nade. One last shot, and there he goes. Actually managed to get the kill on that. Now this 18A needs to get the hell out of there before it gets decrewed, because it has veterancy. You want to keep that veterancy. And do we have any quick response on the field by Stephen? He is sending some conscripts, but he's sending them over to the right-hand side, probably to cap, but they are going to get engaged by that MG42, although the MG42 is currently packed up and moving towards them, so it might not actually get the kill. And the AT gun is going to head back home quite smartly, I believe, and probably get healed up. That's what I would do. You don't want to lose that veterancy. And there they go. Both AT guns are now out of the field. And we actually have a conscript, the vanilla conscript squad, over here on the northern side. Gonna go and cap that fuel point. Not exactly sure what happened with that Tiger. It engaged something, probably got shot a little bit, and is now currently being repaired. It's about 75% health currently. So I missed that because I was focused on the engagement over here. Sorry about that, guys. But, well, can't be in both places at once, even though these players apparently can. I am only one person. Sorry. Anyways, conscripts going into the center. These are the badass guys with the LMG-42. They're going to be able to rip the shreds this infantry, and they're about to get Vet 3. And at Vet 3, that is going to make them so tough that, well, the Germans are probably going to cry. And here we go. Panzer Grenadiers and LMG Vet 3 Grenadier going to engage these conscripts, supported by a Vet 3 shock troops. Shock troops throwing the nade, running on top of their own nade. They don't care. You know, we know how deadly these nades are. The Germans don't know, so they're going to run away. But, you know, they're not really that good, so we're just going to run on top of them. Mortar round does land right on top of the shock troops, killing one of the guys instantly. But they are chasing all these units away from the field. And with the conscript squad with LMG in support, Molotov going to go right on top of these Grenadiers. There you go. Very nice hit. Incinerates one of those guys instantly and forces the retreat on the Grenadier squad. And this conscript squad is at full health with veterancy 3, increasing their durability. So they're going to be able to stay on the field so long that, you know, they're going to have kids. I don't know. Anyways, another Vet 3 conscript squad with no impressive weaponry over on the right-hand side. Also going to be very annoying and going to be able to cap pretty much all the territory without any strong response by crews because of that veterancy and that durability. Pioneers effectuating repairs on this Tiger. Tiger decides to expose the rear armor to these AT guns, saying, you know what, I don't actually care about your AT gun. I'm going to tank it like a boss. And here we go. Veterancy 1 on this other AT gun, very nice. Tiger does actually manage to force a retreat on these conscripts at Vet 3, and there they go. AT gun is setting up, trying to get some shots on that Tiger. It actually does manage to get a nice shot on the Tiger. Gonna get probably a second shot on the rear armor if it doesn't get out of the way. And it misses though. Quite unfortunate. And wow, Vet 2 on a squad of combat engineers. We don't usually see that on a minesweeper combat engineer, but whatever. So now they have improved durability, so they're going to be able to, you know, stay here and tank these guns quite a while. Though they decide not to risk losing their veterancy, and there they go. Mortars exchanging fire all over the place. Shots going in both sides. And did we just see? No, I don't know. Something got killed over here, I think. Mortar for the Germans has actually been quite effective now at veterancy 2, killing 11 guys. And an SU-85 on the field for Steven. Very nice. So a change of tech. He did go for tier 4 and decided to go with an SU-85 to have a stronger anti-tank, well, tanker, you know, assault gun. Very nice choice by him. I applaud the change in tech. A lot of times we see people thinking from the start, you know what, I'm gonna go tier 2, tier 3, something like that, you know, like Steven 1 right now, and they never deviate from that. So like, for example, getting T-34s, it's just getting T-34s and T-34s, regardless whether, you know, the enemy armor is just ripping them to shreds. So very nice. I applaud Steven there for going for a change of tech and getting himself his tier 4. That SU-85 is going to be quite good against, well, pretty much any type of armor that Cruz can throw at him. He's gonna, there you go. First shot goes in onto that flak panzer. There, nice second shot. Brings him about half health. That SU-85 is gonna start chasing. Third shot misses though, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to get the kill before the... Ooh, very nice long range shot. Brings it to about 25% health, and it stops for some reason. Needs to keep moving. SU-85 does decide to change target because it can't actually see it. And the mortar... Oh, whoa, whoa, what was that? It looked like the mortar actually broke the eyes and the SU-85 almost sank. Wow. Shock troops getting caught in the open by an MG42. Stephen hasn't actually had to deal with MG42s for the most part of the game. He did manage to chase it away on the south, so yeah, so those shock troops got a little bit of a surprise there in the center with an MG42 and ended up having to retreat. SU-35 still on the other side of the river. Very nice choice by Stephen by keeping it on the other side of the river, not risking it getting sunk by the ice. Cruz actually managed to get a decrew. Ooh, it looks like it was the Vet 3 AT gun. Wow, that is quite unfortunate for Steven. Where's his other AT gun? I see that one AT gun is recruited. Did he actually end up making another one, or is it the same one that just got recruited? Oh, that was a nice shot by the mortar. Veteran C3 on the German mortar now, but wow. That brings it up to Veteran C2 on the Soviet mortar. Very nice shot. Look at that. Two guys instantly killed. And the conscripts with their LMG are going into the center, chasing away that MG42. MG42 does set up again and starts opening fire on those conscripts. Conscripts take a nasty shot there by the sniper, the AT gun, and the MG42, bringing him down to about 3 men, and having to retreat. So we do see another sniper on the field for Cruz. Not a bad choice. It's a brand new sniper. Just got his first shot and first kill, so we'll see how this one fares. The other one did get killed. AT gun set up in a bad spot. Well, not set up in a bad spot, but in a bad position right now, getting flanked by that Tiger, but the Tiger is being supported by the Su-85, so it's not a bad choice. It does get shot by the Su-85 and actually grants him Veteran C1, and at Veteran C1 they do get the Blitzkrieg ability for the Tiger, so the Tiger's actually going to now be able to, well, book it out of there. Conscripts do throw an 18-8 onto this Tiger. Doesn't actually get a crit, but it does do a little bit of damage. Flak Panther does go for a strafe on this AT gun. AT gun is going to get decrewed in the other side of the field. The Su-85 did get shot down all the way to half health, so it did need to back up because of this pack gun. And it is, oh no, it is back on the range of the pack gun. I think this Su-85 is going to die. It needs to stop tracking, and, well, not the focus sight, that is, so that it gets more sight. Takes a shot and gets shot in return by that pack gun. Now very low in health, needs to back off and repair if we wanted to stay on the field. Conscripts engaging Panzer Grenadiers out in the open. They are Vet 3, so they're going to be able to actually beat these Panzer Grenadiers. Bondonlate does go on top of the conscripts, but the conscripts at Veteran C3 know how to handle themselves. They dodge that nade quite easily and beat the shit out of that Panzer Grenadier down to 1 man, and they have to retreat. So it's looking quite bad now for Steven. He is down to 140 points, triple capped at this stage of the game, and with his Su-85 right now essentially disabled, he doesn't have a lot of anti-tank capabilities. We do see another KV-8 being called in on the field for Steven. He is going to use it for the flanks quite intelligently. He does know about that Tiger. He does know about that that pack gun, so he's going to use it on the edges, and there we go, instantly killing one Grenadier squad over here on the left-hand side, and actually managing to get another drop on an LMG-42. So this is going to be, here we go, quite a nice pickup for Steven if he sends something in there. Those shock troops might actually benefit from this one, even though they like to be mobile and use those SMGs on the run. You know, LMG-42 might not help, might not hurt them, but we also have another Vet 3 conscript squad, which is, you know, in need of some loving, so he might decide to go for that there. There is a conscript squad at Vet 1 over here on this side, so they'll probably end up being the ones picking it up. I doubt he's going to send a Veteran C3 all the way across the map just to pick up a gun. Mortar shots raining down on this conscript squad. In the fuel point, they decide to just move out of there and not capture it. And there we go. We do see the conscripts noticing that there's an LMG-42, and they're just going to go ahead and cap that point. You know, Steffen is in a desperate need of capturing those victory points. He is down to 78 points, while cruzz still has 305 points. So he is a little bit desperate in this situation. Wow, Su-85 going a little bit forward, getting ripped to shreds by that AT gun. At vet 2, they do get increased weapon damage for that pack gun, so he is gonna not take that many shots, or it's not gonna take that many shots for it to die though. Tiger going over a little bit to the left, maybe hunting that KB-8. Ooh, AT gun getting caught out of position by the Flak Panzer and all this infantry. Does turn around to take some shots at those tanks. Tiger does manage to dodge that shot. Flak Panzer is right in front of that AT gun, but it doesn't actually manage to see it, so it's not taking shots at it. KB-8 absorbing some shots by the Tiger. Tiger getting shot at by the AT gun and the Su-85. Does pop smoke, it looked like. Or, nah, it looked like that was just smoke by, you know, explosions. Very nice. The conscripts with the LMG-42 did manage to decrew this pack gun, and they are engaging this half-track. I should get some water because my throat is dying, but well, anyways. Conscripts do decide to sacrifice 3 of their men to recrew that pack gun, turn it around and shoot that half-track, so very nice choice there. All pretty much worth it at this point. Pack gun is going to turn around now and probably start shooting at its own tanks. AT gun did get taken out, and the Su-85 is backing up, but it does get, wow, abandoned across the river. Is Steffen going to risk recrewing it? No, he's actually going to try to repair it before he recrews it. Probably going to end up losing those combat engineers though, because there is a Flak Panzer right there and a Tiger. Tiger decides to take a shot. No? Okay, so he did recrew it, forcing it to take maybe 1 or 2 shots. Ooh, combat engineers get blown up to shreds right in front of the base, and we still have an AT gun on the field for Steffen. He's going to take some shots at this Tiger, but the Flak Panzer did manage to actually get a flank on it, and it's probably going to decrew it before it can kill that. Another AT gun being called into the field by Steffen, but this is looking quite bad for him right now. He doesn't have anything that can actually fight it. This mortar squad is also getting reinforced a little bit. Healed up. It's getting reinforced now. Steffen trying to keep his units alive, but what can he do at this point? There is an AT gun coming in. AT gun is going to start taking some shots at these tanks. It needs to actually get a kill on the Flak Panzer, otherwise the Flak Panzer is just simply going to go around it. And we also have the KB-8 going into the enemy base, into cruzz's base. So almost a base race situation. But, well, cruzz actually has the stronger firepower to be able to kill the base sectors. Mortar does get decrewed, so pretty much everything that Steffen has is now on the field because he can't actually risk sending anything back and retreating. Another Tiger gets called onto the field by cruzz, so this KB-8 is going to get killed. Can he actually manage to kill all the infantry for cruzz? That is the question. And he does, actually, so there's only armor on the field for cruzz now. Wow. And it is down to the wire. 36 points left for Steffen. He does actually manage to do a full decap of the map, considering there are no infantry on the field for cruzz. And he still has 270 points to go, though. Is cruzz actually going to go for the base race? He is hitting the base sector for Steffen. He's probably going to be able to get the kill. The AT gun did get decrewed. What can Steffen do? He is calling in another Su-85. Su-85 might be able to do it. This tank is quite low in health, but his base is going to go down. But I don't think that actually ends the map, does it? Tiger chasing away these conscripts. Did it actually manage to get the kill on the KB-8? No, actually. Where's the KB-8? KB-8 decided to run over here to the northern side, and there we go. The base sector is now dead. What happened? How did... Oh, okay. I lost... oh my god. Oh, the pack gun! Oh my god, Steffen brought back the pack gun that he captured and it shot the Tiger. The Tiger got decrewed. It's abandoned. And the Su-85 is now hitting the field. I think Steffen might have done it. Flak Panzer is trying to run away. It's going to get a shot by that AT gun. And there it goes, out of control. It's going to crash on the edge of the map, or outside the map almost. And there it goes, blowing up. And now Steffen actually has a Tiger that he can recrew if he wants to. Other Tiger is on the field still. It didn't actually manage to get the kill on the KV-8. It didn't manage to find it. And it is going for the base, it looks like. Yeah, I think that's all he can actually do is try to get the base raised. But there's so much on the field now. An Su-85, a pack gun. Look at all that infantry, all that veterancy. Tiger does go forward, taking some shots in the face in the process. 2 AT guns facing it. There he goes. Look at that health. It's going down so fast. Su-85 backing up. We do see pop smoke, but it's still going to get shot at by those AT guns. Trying to get behind them. One last barrage by the AT guns, and the Su-85 should actually be able to kill it. And there he goes. Tiger tank down. And I think that's it. Cruz did decide to build himself 2 more Pioneers and recrew one of the MG guns with one of his Pioneers. But the KV-8 is now back in his base. It didn't actually get killed by that Tiger tank. And he's probably going to kill all his units. So, wow. Down to the wire by Stephen, 36 points. Down to 168 now for Cruz, but I don't think there's anything he can do. He doesn't have anything on the field. Those Pioneers and that MG42 is going to get decrewed. Look at those shock troops intercepting them. These guys are screwed. There's only one unit over here capturing this point, but also getting shot at by Vet 3 conscripts. Those squads get annihilated, and a Molotov right on top of those Pioneers, plus a follow-up on the KV-8. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. Pioneers down. No units on the field that we can see here for Cruz. I think he's going to call it. I mean, he does have resources, but, you know, what can he do? He isn't actually... there you go. Yeah, he wasn't doing anything. He decides to throw in the towel. I'm assuming at this point they were probably talking, hopefully saying GG, you know. But yeah, wow. Amazing game by Steven. Amazing game by both players. I mean, it was back and forth all the time. Down to the wire by Steven. And that base race scenario, essentially, was amazing. I hadn't seen that before. Cruz actually managed to get a kill on the headquarters, and I didn't know this because it never happened to me before, but look, you actually get another ability, which you had before in the original Company Heroes, which was a call-in for a combat engineer to try to rebuild, you know, your headquarters, and it looks like he actually did use it. Yeah, it's on cooldown. He has 2 combat engineers there, and he recruited a Tiger that was hilarious. So yeah, I mean, there was really nothing much that Cruz could do. It was a last-ditch effort, the base race, and you know, I think it might have been a mistake by Cruz to do that, because it actually, I guess, ended up backfiring. I think he thought that getting rid of that Su-85 and all those guns could actually win in the game and do what Steven did, that was, you know, basically kill all the infantry. But Steven at the same time did the same to him and ended up, you know, getting the better end of that deal. But anyways, amazing game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, I will put the email where you can send them to in the description below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.